Guys, Wagwan, man. I hope y'all doing good. I cannot blame myself. Man, this video is something I had to get into, period. I had to talk about this. I could not let this video pass and me not make a reaction to it because, yes, the gravity of it. This happened back in 2016. She never went to the police to report this. Why? For reasons maybe I cannot explain at the moment. However, she did file suit against Diddy, believe sometime last year, maybe even this year, and ended up getting a cash payout. Okay. And well, now looking at it, I think there's a statute that looking at the CNN video, they went over this. It's a statute in California. It's where like simple battery and even domestic battery, like the statute on that of when you can actually go to the police and say, hey, this way. It's like it's a limit of years on that stuff, like maybe 1 to 5 including domestic violence. So she missed that period of time not doing nothing, right? But I'm not saying that in order to say like, oh yeah, Diddy was wrong. Everybody's going hard on Diddy, right? And that's what's happening. Everybody's going hard on Diddy. People are kicking him while he's down. Okay. And listen, I'm not saying one or the other. I'm not saying that. I'm simply reporting on this story because it's very crucial. Everybody has something. Everybody does. And if I'm going to go ahead and say this. Let me put a pin in that and I'll say this. It's never right to hit a woman. It's not right. It's not right. These things do happen, but it's not right. I'm not out here advocating for whenever you get your feelings hurt or whenever you pop style, because it's going to happen. You cannot listen to me. I don't care. I've said it before in other videos. I don't care what disrespect. Now, I don't care. I don't want you to be like, well, maybe this or maybe a little bit of that. And I could do this. And then I could come up here and do that. Any disrespect, you cannot take it. You can't take it. You're going to end up offloading that somewhere else. This is just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if there's any exceptions to the rule. And you know what? There are probably some exceptions to where, hey, go ahead and just take take whatever, a little minute amount of, whatever you have to go through in order to be successful. Okay, yeah, maybe that is the one thing, right? But even with that, you feel me? You have to respect yourself, because all that energy is gonna just get transferred somewhere else, and you're liable for that. So you gotta understand what you accept. And I think what happened with Diddy was he was just very accepting. He's this big name. He has a lot of money. He was doing his thing, and he don't get too comfortable. He probably got super duper comfortable. I'm talking about just pull up. I listen to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all type of throw pillow comfortable. You feel me? That's how comfortable he got. And then whenever Cassidy said you, and she, you know what I'm saying, she was like, whatever that was, you feel me? Whenever she had that moment, she was like, I'm gone or whatever. It hurt him. His feelings was hurt. His feelings was most definitely hurt. And whatever type of disrespect he was taking, he wanted to maybe feel like he could, whatever equal disrespect that he could, dish out in that moment, verbal, physical, whatever, embarrassment. He deemed it necessary to do, and it was okay for him to do. You can't do that. You can't do it. And luckily enough, man, Diddy has a lot of other things going on right now with just the entirety of the situation is a lot, and I will say that. But luckily, I mean, in this situation, he had a settlement. They settled, right? I think they settled out of court for X dollar amount, and I think some of his other cases had went on like that, or maybe they were didn't even go to trial. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make it to the courts. You feel me? Was not a case. Maybe some could be ongoing. I'm not too sure, right? But did he come back from something like this? Is what I want to talk about. I don't know if Diddy could come back from something like this. I think it's when I talk about win, if just in your career, man, when you're on that type of level and you're doing those type of things, you're just the opportunities for bad opportunities, bad choices to be made it's out of this world, right? And you see him lose this liquor company. I was like, this guy's on the way, he's on the way down. I don't know, did he sell Ciroc, or because he partnered with somebody else, and I don't even think he maybe owned Ciroc. Maybe he was just promoting them. He has a lot of cash, I feel, just from all the business that he has done. He's so revolt when all this stuff really start happening. He hurried up and sold it, maybe for a cheaper price, but the price was good. It's one of those things, right, where I'm like, I'm not hating on Diddy at all. I'm not here to do that. You got everybody kicking this man. I'm not here saying, I don't want to. I'm simply reporting on this. Kelly Price, however, I think she ended up saying a prayer for Diddy, and I thought that was very glaring. And the point in time where nobody, you have reports of LeBron, getting away from this incident, and a lot of these things just look bad, man, and it's aging terribly. And everybody has their own pocket, their own hole that they run into. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, A gap, B gap, C gap. You feel me? Everybody got their hole they like to hit. When it get heavy, they hit that hole. Go run in that hole, man. And I'm saying this to say, listen, I think that was admirable what Kelly Price said, right? Okay, it was very much so. You had people like LeBron, I think that he unfollowed him. And just speaking on LeBron, hey, man, you got to love the guy. You got But you can see when somebody, somebody wants to be loved, they're a good person, you feel me? But they're just hanging around the wrong groups of people. And even when the groups of people, they know that, okay, you just around here because, it's popping over here, so you feel kind of safe. And that's how you have to look at it in that way. So, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're going through something, that's, it's so true. And when you go through something, that's when you're going to find out who's really holding you down, right? But it's like, dang, the other side of it is stop making bad decisions. That's the other side of it. The other side is, why can't you just be great? Let's win. How do you just win? Win every time. You feel me? That's the people you got to be around. Winners. They don't lose. They consistently win. Hey, in certain circumstances, right? Hey, you may have lost the series, right? You may have fell out the series. You may not have won a ring this year, right? Okay, on things like that. But when you looking at it, you have too many issues. You have too many problems to hang around people that are that successful, And I feel like maybe he has a possibility to not be, accepted. Something's coming down the pipe. I don't know. They're talking about if Cassie's gonna be a witness in, possibly another case, right? That's possibly gonna come. Hey man, he was popping, he did his thing, Bad Boys, we ain't go and know what I mean. He did his thing, man. He did his thing. He ran for a very long time. I salute that man for the good works that he's done. But it's very glaring, and certain situations, hindsight is 20/20, right? And then like if you was to say, and that's what I'm saying, hindsight is 20. In retrospect, you can say, oh man, looking at it from this. That's what I'm saying. Certain people, you can have all the money in the world, but where's your mind? And it's so crucial to have that. It is, right? Opportunity, time, and place. It's just one of those things where, where the chips may lay, and you really look, you really have to look at it, man. We can call all the names, we can list all the stars, we can just say everybody has a, something negative that takes place, right, in their lives, but when you look at something that's so glaring like this, and you're talking about the black community, are you talking about the black community? Tyler Perry, all these every movie in the black community is centered around this piece, right? You got this, black, big black guy terrorizing somebody, right? Then you have the good, the good black guy who comes in and saves the day, right? Raises a family by himself, or Idris Elba played one of those roles, right? and like you always have that, or the crazy side chick, or just a crazy chick trying to break up a happy home, or you have that is the theme in pretty much all across the board in most black movies, right? So when you see something like this coming to light, you're like, come on, man, this is getting zero play. This is getting zero play with the black community. They're not gonna buy it. They're gonna be like, okay, all that, everybody was running with him while he was you're gonna get certain pockets of people that are going to acknowledge that, or that are going to be like, okay, he was running with, everybody was running with him when he was doing good, and keep doing your thing. Just do, make everything, look nice or whatever. But for the most part, it's getting no play. No one's gonna step up for, you're black, you're abusing women, you have all this, and it's like multiple women, and then you're probably doing all this other stuff, and it's like you have all this money, and then you made this decision, you've chosen this path, that's how they're looking at it, because not everybody, and not everybody is privileged as you were, but you decided to do that. Very sad in situations like this, right? Just sad, right? And you have so many stars that take this path, and hey, still their body of work, right? Michael Jackson, right? Look, I was at this place, right, and a song was playing, and this lady was so enthralled, so motivated by this song, and she was telling me like how she loved the artist, and even that artist had went through some things, okay, and because I'm just knowing the circumstances, right? And I was like, hey, I understand, I completely understand, I get where you're coming from. That does not take away from someone's body of work or the good that they have done, right? But it's like when you're gonna come out with issues that glaring, people are not gonna rock with you, man. People are not gonna. It's like, it's sad, man, but it's like you're doing the wrong thing, but you're saying, oh, it's okay, I still love you, it's okay. That's what it's like. You feel me? Everybody else gets punished for doing the wrong thing, but you don't get punished, right? It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things where it's such a sad case, right? But really, you just have to, kind of look at it. He's faced no jail time for it. He's not gonna statute of limitations, right? He just had to pay, pay a settlement. He's good for the time being, right? But we're talking about him coming back. Maybe he's gonna make a comeback. I don't know. I would like to see how all this stuff plays out. You feel me? Just being completely honest, man. But I had to talk about this. I had to, right? So that's what I got for you guys, man. Peace. I'm out.